you guys are obviously innovating more than most for sure, in a problem that most people who need help don't have it, right? And you've been on this journey for a few years, right? And we've been on this journey with you for a few years as well. I mean, when we had first started doing all this, I mean, maybe you could talk a little bit about how were you guys when we first found you? Like, what was the bigger challenges that you were experiencing, and what did that result in?
When we first started out in the business, the theory that exists and still largely permeates the belief system here in the United States is that we have a shortage of behavioral health care providers in the United States. And we started that out, and you think about traditional supply and demand as like, oh my gosh, there's more demand, there's not enough supply. How are we going to get enough supply to grow and be viable? And if there are multiple people going after the same supply, how is it that we're going to get the supply that we need and the quality that we need? So it was a scarcity situation when we first met you. And we started out that point, and we were using a referral-based model, which proved to be healthy, but we knew it would never be able to scale with us sufficiently. We still do referrals. We love referrals. We get a lot of referrals into the company, but given the rate of growth that we have, which is somewhere around 7 or 8% month over month, we needed to source talent in a different way. So that's when we started working with you and your team and looking at how could we reach the supply of behavioral health talent? How could we help them understand how Televero is a viable place to work, where they can deliver their best care, and then how could we convince them to come on board? So if you just look at hiring to interview ratios, the history of the company, we may have been 1.25 interviews to every hire when we first started. So today we're at 4 candidates to every one we hire. So if you think about it, and it's not that those candidates are not good behavioral health providers, they're just not the best. And they're not the ones that we necessarily see immediately fitting in and thriving inside of Televero. And with ManyMangoes, we've been able to now be more selective, adjust the fit criteria to make sure that only those that will thrive inside a Televero environment, both culturally, operationally, and deliver the outcomes that we're looking for. So the thesis that there isn't a sufficient supply, there's plenty of behavioral health trained individuals. The question is, which ones are able to do the best work? Now, while we're selecting experienced individuals, we're also building an early career supply chain with the help of ManyMangoes. Okay, we recognize that, again, with the growth that we have and the mission of solving the behavioral health crisis through accessibility is going to require us to bring early career individuals in. So what we have done is we have essentially built a Televero Institute where we bring early career people, limited experience, maybe just out of school, and then we train them up in our protocols, our practice, and they become Televero providers in every sense of the word. Now, it takes a little bit of a time for that to happen. The other thing that's really helpful is we don't have any bad habits to undo, right? If we get someone who's worked at 6 places and, over 15 years, they may or may not have been trained. They may have picked up good habits. They may have bad habits. So everyone that comes to Televero, we invest in education. We actually have we're CME accredited. So not only do they get an education so they can stay current with their skills and close gaps and treat more effectively, they actually get the credits they need to maintain their licensure. And we do that at no cost. It's part of our commitment and our investment. And, the ability to do this and move up the talent chain, has been through the partnership with ManyMangoes. And what I'm excited mostly about is that the learnings that we've gone through over the last 3 years together, we really have a very healthy and refined model that we can start applying to state number 3, state number 4, state number 5, and state number 6, and be really efficient at bringing in the talent we need to start caring for more people in those states.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Going from a space where we're unsure of how big is the pool, let alone how many of them can convert, to coming up with these new programs. Your early the early education program is fantastic, and we talked briefly about identifying the entire talent pool and creating some kind of tagging system for all of them, right? Are they a good fit culturally or not? Have you interviewed? What part of their career are they in? This is creating an integration, but behind the entire talent pool and what your operations are, obviously has a big impact on many different parts of your teams. But we've also seen a lot of the team members that we've worked with grow and start to have more responsibilities and grow their targets and their goals and everything. It's been quite exciting to see that progression as well. What areas or what teams do you think have been most impacted by the work that we've been doing together?
Well, the majority of the hires that we have are really on our clinical staff. So first of all, that's a really no-brainer. But in terms of developing individuals, I think our recruiting team has matured quite a bit. Our recruiting team, are early in career, graduated from school. I'm not quite sure that they saw themselves working in behavioral health and being part of a company that's has a mission like ours and having an impact on society. And they've matured quite a bit. As an early stage company, and I still consider ourselves early stage, even though we're in the 4th year, as an early stage company, you have to be judicious with your capital, what type of talent you're able to bring into the company. And who is interested. If you don't have a brand and a reputation yet, sometimes people are a little bit further along in their career, they're a little bit hesitant to join you, where people fresh out of school looking for a place to get experience. So we really were in a situation where the talent that was available were early in career, and our choices there were, if we wanted to be successful, was to invest in those people, right? Give them an opportunity to lead, do things that they would never get to do at larger, more mature companies. So I think hand in hand, and I think, Isaac, you and your team have worked with our early in career folks, and both on the recruiting side as well as on the marketing side. And so it's proven to be a really good relationship. And I think really what we need to just say is it's been a good cultural fit. And we look at trust as a 0 and a 1, right? You can't trust someone 98%, but with ManyMangoes, there's 100% trust. It's a 1.
It's a two-way street there, Ray. No, it's an absolute pleasure working with you guys. It's always a treat. I know the whole team can say the same thing. Every single call is an absolute treat. I'm really excited to see the journey with you guys, and for sure it's going to be a fun year and a year after that. And can't wait to see what we both continue innovating across recruitment and marketing and sales and all these fun different ways to go to market and operate efficiently. It's a pleasure to work with you, Ray. Really.
No, likewise. Well, I also think the other thing, Isaac, just how you're leading your company and the social good that you're doing around the globe, cleaning up the oceans and planting trees and taking care of our CO2 problem. It's not much different than treating people's behavioral health. Okay. It's, it's hard work. Not a lot of people migrate to it. Not a lot of people aspire to go work on that. They, rather go off and sell software and work in retail. But, we really need people who want to go take on the hard work and make changes for society and for the planet. And I think that orientation has really caused our two companies to bond.
Exactly. One of the key things that we go through for every single interview is coming up with a fun puzzle, like an interesting puzzle. That's your entry into ManyMangoes, and I think you think the same way. All right, this is genuinely a fun puzzle. Let's figure out how to fix this problem. It's great. Right. I want to thank you for your time, man. I know we've gone over a bit, and I could sit here for another hour or two trying to figure out how we're going to fix everything. But I do appreciate you having a chat with me about some of the pressing issues and how you're innovating in the game. So thank you. We're grateful.
Good. Well, we're really pleased to spend the time with you, and if there's anything we can contribute to your mission, like you've contributed ours, please don't hesitate to let me know.
Well, we've got a villa here in Kenya for you waiting, and we can go pick up some trash and go plant some trees together, mate.
Strangely enough, going to pick up trash, and Isaac, I think maybe I might have told you this story, but when I visited Australia and we went to, I'll call it just the outback, right? For lack of recalling exactly the town, one of the problems that they're still experiencing is feral cats.
Oh, really? In outback Australia?
Yeah. So feral cats are a big problem. And so on holiday, my family and I were helping the local farmers trap feral cats. On Christmas Day, we were checking traps. So actually cleaning up the ocean and planting trees on holiday sounds pretty attractive.
That's awesome. There you go.